Hey guys, working on a little project down here at the barbecue, and right now I've got some spray foamers in. These guys are gonna do some spray foaming for me. Equipment running. All this stuff's over my head. I don't know how it works at all. But here's the gun. Pretty exciting stuff. And we're gonna be doing the ceiling. The whole thing. And the gable ends, because they're going to be a pain to fiberglass. But the rest of it's probably going to be fiberglass. I may talk to Jason, the owner, one of the guys doing the spray foaming, and see if he give me a price on just doing the whole thing. But we'll see. We'll take it from wherever. Wow. There you have it. He's putting that foam on there nice and even as he can. Really starting to look good already. I'm gonna be happy with this. It's gonna keep this thing from being too hot in the summer, too cold in the winter, and that's a good thing. Well, our insulation spray guys came and went, and this is what we got. Beautiful, man. This thing's sealed up tight as a drum, and it's also very rugged. It's gonna add structural strength to the little building, which, not that it necessarily has to have it or need it, but it's not gonna hurt, right? We're gonna tighten the whole thing up that way. So things are looking pretty good as far as this stuff goes. Yeah, pretty happy about it. Looking good. Okay, so my next thing is, my original plan, and I may stick to it, was to take out all this crappy stuff here. This is all just junk. It's not really attached well. So I'm thinking I'll be pulling this off and getting rid of that. Now I gotta do some work on this wall here. I gotta finish this up. This wall's getting closed up because there's gonna be a bed here. And that window's getting closed up and this window's getting closed up. So over here, in this space here, I'm gonna put, there's gotta be 2 windows. And then on this side, where the shower stall is standing out, but you can see this opening here, that's gonna be a sliding glass door. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm kind of I gotta finish wiring, gotta finish a lot of stuff, but before I finish it, I guess I gotta get started. I gotta get started doing something. So I guess I got a little thinking to do. I do wanna finish this wall and make that strong. And I gotta make this stronger because it's not really very strong. I gotta fix that rot, tune that all up. That's what I'm gonna work on now. Okay, so I've torn off all the boards. It only took me a few minutes. They were only held in by a screw or two. Well, they're only held in by a screw or two top and bottom. So I've got this mess, and this is what I'm gonna clean up. I'm gonna get rid of this because I don't see any way to cut this out and put my windows in. I wanna get in there. The counter already framed the other side for the windows, but with this mess in the way, I don't see it happening. So I've got one board still there because there's weight on it. And I didn't want to yank it out if there's weight on it. Oh, the weight's off it now because I did jack it up a little bit. And you can see how I did it. See, there's nothing transferring the weight from this eave all the way down to the ground anymore. I took out the one post that was holding it, but it jacked it up a little bit because I put a little tension on my prop rods, which are going up to the rafters, and it's holding it in place. So I've got to tighten this up, bring this in together with this. So this is all one piece. I'll probably just build it out with studs and square it up. So my next step is to put a shoe down. I'm going to a stud underneath them to the shoe, and then I'm going to scab over it just to tighten everything up. I'm not really too panicky about it. It's going to be a solid wall when I'm done. I've got to make everything match. That's going to be a little tricky because of up here, I might have to just get everything tied together tight and call it good enough. Mainly I want the thing to be solid, but this wall looks pretty good through here. And you can see where Connor's got the width for the two windows that are going here. I'm going to set that up. He marked out his X's and O's. The only reason we had siding on it in the first place because we had a wedding at the barn and we wanted it to look good, so we just slapped it up. In about an hour, we had all the siding put up on the side here, which, you know, because we just slapped it up, it was more of a movie prop than an actual building. And anyway, the siding I want to do a board on the bottom so that it looks more like a finished board and bat, not just an old shed board and bat. Oh, I guess I better get cracking if I'm going to get that junk off there. But first, I'm going to build this wall so that this is all solid and rugged and doesn't fall down. I've torn out all of this old wood that was here, and it's laying there in heaps and piles. I got to clean this mess up. But anyway, now I'm sheathing it, and I'm using some 1/2-inch plywood to sheath it. Wanted to make the building a little stiffer because it did rack a little bit. If you shook it, you could move it around and make it rack. So the windows areas are framed out. So that's our window areas, and these are the windows. They're just a couple old used windows I'm going to use, but they're in decent shape, and they'll last for, well, forever, as far as I'm concerned. So let's see, what's it look like on the outside? There, and I had a couple sheets of plywood laying around in my shed, so I grabbed them out, threw them up too. So I just got to finish sheathing it out, throw the windows in, and then I'm going to wind up moving this whole pile over to the other side where I'll be able to work over there, because my next thing is I want to frame up this door opening for the sliding glass door we're going to get and put in. But it won't fit here, it's too low. So what I'm going to do is going to build a header out here and bring it out and up so it'll fit the sliding glass door. So it's going to be kind of an alcovey kind of area in that spot. So that's what I'm going to do. And I got to get started, get busy. Yeah, it's coming along pretty decent. I got this wall going, looking good. Okay, so what I got here is a doorway. It's opened up about 40 inches. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up all the way from like here to here for a 6-foot sliding glass door we're going to put in here. So I'll get a lot of light in here. We're going to have a lot of light coming from this side. Well, it'll be basically the same amount of light we have in here right now, which is pretty good. Well, that window's going away, and so is that one. So that end of the room is going to get a little darker, but I think we'll be okay anyway. It's going to be a bedroom anyway, so that's fine. But my problem is this header is too low. So I have a couple choices. I could buy a short door, which is astronomically priced. It was like $1,500 for the door, which, yeah, it's not astronomical. It's just more than I want to spend. I got a slider for $600 delivered. So all that to say, I've got a couple different choices. I could have put a dormer in, but obviously I didn't, and I've already got the spray foam that I don't want to tear everything back open. I do have to do a new roof anyway, which means a dormer may have been a pretty good option, but I kind of decided against it. It's just a lot of work I don't want to do. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this into a recessed entry. So it'll be like a, what would you call it? It's going to be like an alcove, or the entry's going to be recessed. So what I'm going to do is frame up a wall to put the door in, close it off, and that's going to give me more headroom because it brings me in, and obviously then the rafters go up higher so I can bring it in and put a standard size door in. I'll probably just get rid of this 2x4. I'm going to leave this because that's plenty high enough. I mean, I'm 5'10", and that's about 76 inches, or 77 inches. So it's not really crazy high. So yeah, there's a tape measure. So when I take that out, that'll be 76 inches. Your standard door height is 80 inches. So it's like a low door, but it's gonna be fine. And I got a little step there I'm gonna leave. It's like 6 inches, which is not your typical step, but I'm gonna leave it 6 inches because I don't want people banging into that either. Of course, that is pretty high too. I mean, that's another 80 some inches, so that's standard door height to the eave. So I think we're gonna be okay. So I better get started on that, start framing that up. Oh, I got Dusty Porter on in the background. I listen to his podcast once a week.
Influencer over on YouTube.
Turn that off. Okay, anyway, so what I'm doing, guys, I gotta get a beam up here as a header because I'm cutting a bunch of that out, right? I'm gonna take it out. There's nothing supporting it here. This is basically the floor, this is basically the footprint where my sliding glass door is gonna go. So what I gotta do is, I gotta project that parallel line. You can see I have a chalk line down there. I gotta project that chalk line all the way up, straight up. This board just happened to be 90 inches. It's exactly what I needed. I got so lucky. But anyway, okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my plumb stick, make sure that board's plumb. Truth be known, I already did it. And then notch that out. And you can see in the foam where I notched it out. So I'm just gonna notch that out now with the Sawzall. But first I gotta finish doing them. I got my next one to do here. Oops, sounds like a chopper going over. And I have that one to do there. So once I get them notched out, I can hang one of my 2x6s this way. I'm just gonna do a double 2x6. This is a small building. I know it's gonna hold it. It's a small span, small building. Plus a lot of that'll still be there. But that's what I gotta do right now is just get these all marked out so I can notch them. Right now, we got a little filming to do. Okay, got it. Okay, so that means I'm gonna be able to notch my beam up into that. The cuts aren't perfect, you know. They got a little angle to them. But for the most part, as I sight down it, I don't know if I can with the camera or not, they pretty much line right up. Yes, they do. Foam and dust floating around is making me cough. Anyway, next step. So the beam I put up there is gonna coincidentally be same length as this. So that we can, actually no, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make it 3 inches shorter because I wanna run a stud up from here, all the way straight up through, and then catch the edge of the beam. The reason being, I wanna be able to have it I can put a stud in there, it won't turn and twist. So my next plan is to cut, I gotta measure this, because I don't remember the number, and I'm gonna subtract 3 inches, and I'm gonna make a beam. Okay, here it is, I got it screwed together. I just put one of the 2x6s in there. That should be just long enough. By the time I put the first stud on, and the second stud on, both end studs, it should come out the same number. That's what we're hoping. So I'm gonna shove it up into place and catch it with a screw. Well, I got it. It's up in place. Looking pretty good. This is perfectly plumb both ways. So it's plumb going this way, and it's plumb going that way. My only glitch is that one fit perfect, that one fit perfect, and that one fit perfect too. But this one I got a little bit crazy. So I gotta cram a wedge in there just to bear the load. And this cut over here was a little wide. I don't know exactly why, but I got like a 1/4 inch gap. But you know what? This is good. This is really rugged. And I'm gonna throw another 6 up there, right up against that. We'll fill that out and make a beam out of it. Well, it looks like it's gonna start raining again this afternoon. It's, I don't know, it's 5-ish. Pretty much got the whole day into framing this out. But at least now I've got a better picture of what I'm up against and what I've got. I wish I made it a little bit bigger. I wish I'd brought it in a little further. I kind of figured it for 2x4s, but I had 2x6s, so I went ahead and used them. It's still gonna work. There's enough footstep here for going in that I think it'll work out nice. But so I've got that. I've got it sheathed back out again. Yeah, it took me just about all day, but hey, at least I got this done. Next phase is to finish this up a little bit, tune it up, then maybe get into this wiring. Anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We'll see you guys on the next one.